Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen today, I wanted to talk a little bit about Bitcoin, but really the cryptocurrency markets as a whole. I know a lot of people are talking about right now, whether this is a market correction, a market crash, whether we're entering a bear market, whether Bitcoin's going back to 20,000 or 10,000 or 5,000 or 3,000, or whatever the heck is going on. There's a lot of panic, a lot of fear, a lot of just overall negative sentiment in the market right now, and again, today is another, at least, a couple hours into the day, another pretty bad day for Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies so far. I know right now we see Bitcoin down 7.7% today in just a couple, within the last 24 hours or whatever. Really rough start. I know I saw Ethereum is down like 9 or 10%. Just overall rough day in the cryptocurrency market. Things looked a little bit better yesterday. We know we got a little bump. We were green for like a little bit, but then everything just kind of came crashing back down. And again, people are just wondering what the heck is going on. That's what we're gonna be talking about in this video today. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate that a ton. Subscribe, save today, and all my latest content, and consider checking out the first link in the description below for the Patreon for this channel. An easy and awesome way to help support my content that we make over here. But with that being said, let's get right into this. Again, cryptocurrencies are struggling. Over the last month, we are down 34%, which is just crazy. But the interesting thing, again, everyone's talking about, hey, we're going into a bear market. Is this going to, well, how long is it going to take to bounce back? Are we going to, bounce back in a couple of weeks, in a couple of months, in a couple of years? What's going on? Because obviously the last time, when in like 2018 or whatever, when we bottomed out around 3,000, it was a couple of years before, we saw those new all-time highs, before we saw things really go crazy. So people know that once a party's over, sometimes the party can be over for a long while. I mean, depending on whether or not you consider like 2-3 years a long while or not. But what is interesting here is that despite the fact that, we're down, I don't know the exact percentage, but we are down, close to 50%, a little bit more than 50% from all-time highs right now. So that's like everyone saying, okay, this is a huge crash, 50% from all-time highs. This is massive. This is insane. It's interesting because when you zoom out, over the past 6 months, we're only down 2%. Over the past year, we're actually up 3.67%. I mean, yes, the Bitcoin losses from the all-time highs and from the top have been crazy, have been insane. And in altcoins, they're even worse. I know on the cryptocurrency subreddit, they were talking about how some altcoins, are down like 97% from their all-time highs and everything. And depending on what cryptocurrencies you've been in, depending on at what time you bought, yes, you could be down massively. But again, these things have been happening so fast. The Bitcoin run-up happened so fast. I mean, you can look here. This is January of 2021. We were up 94% by April. This thing doubled in the course of 3 months. And then from April to July, so 3 more months, I don't know why I didn't go there. In 3 more months, we were down 52%. And then from July to November, we were up 100% again. So we doubled in 3 months, got cut in half in 3 months, doubled in 3 months, and then got cut in half again in 3 months. This thing has been so volatile. So yes, while we are down massively from all-time highs, it seems like, there could still be a lot of room for this to go lower. That doesn't mean I think it's going to go lower, that I'm saying I know it's going to go lower, or anything like that. But it just means that, hey, when you look at a graph like this, it's absolutely possible, And we look at, what a lot of people are saying is the levels we could go back to. It could be this, 13,000 to 10,000 level, because yes, we do have some support around 30,000. We have crashed down to this level before, right around 30,000, and went back up. And that's what's also interesting to me, that when you look at this, everyone's panicking right now because Bitcoin's at 33,000. Everyone's saying this is the end. Everyone's saying we're going back down. This is the start of the bear market. This is the crypto crash, whatever. But we've literally been lower than this in like the last 6 months. I mean, in July, we were at 30,000. I believe this even touched under 30,000. I think this went, 29.7 in July of 2021. And we're above that today. 6 months later, we are above that level. So we have gone to 29,000 and then back up to 67, 68, whatever thousand in a short amount of time. We've been able to bounce back. Now, the interesting thing to note there is last time that happened, if you look at the S&P on July 20th, we were at 431. The S&P dipped down a little bit. The S&P had a 3% drop right around there, you know, and then it just continued to go up over time. I mean, you know, up another 12, 15%, whatever, in the next couple of months. But obviously a different story for the S&P right now. The S&P is down 8.2% last month. This is, you know, what some people are saying is the worst January in the history of the stock market. So in that sense, I do understand why, you know, this crash from 67 to 30 is a little bit different than this crash from 60,000 to 30, because here the market was looking good. Everyone was excited about everything. Everyone was happy. Everyone's throwing all their money into stocks, meme stocks, crypto, real estate, all these different kinds of investments, NFTs. And now, 6 months later, now when we're crashing, you know, this is the NASDAQ getting hit hard. This is the S&P getting hit hard. This is stocks, real estate, crypto. Everything's getting hit hard. So this does feel a little bit different. But again, does this mean we're going lower? Does this mean we're going to be in a bear market? Does this mean this is the end? You know, again, nobody knows. But I just do really think it's interesting that how different. I mean, you know, people were panicking, obviously, back in July when we hit 29. People were scared. People were worried, but not as scared, not as worried, not as, like, fearful as they are right now. Couple articles from CNBC, a bunch of other places. You know, you see at the top here, stock sell-off to continue as investors brace for the Fed. Dow futures fall more than 300 points. That's definitely a big part of, you know, why we are down so much today. Again, the Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies have been tracking the NASDAQ really closely, you know, within the last year. So when the NASDAQ and the stock market's getting hit hard, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are getting hit hard as well. 130 billion wiped off the crypto markets in 24 hours as Bitcoin and Ethereum dropped to multi-month lows. Cryptocurrency market saw around 130 billion wiped off its value over the last day as major digital coins continue their multi-day sell-off. Bitcoin and Ethereum are off more than 50% from their all-time highs and trading at their lowest level since July. And the movements in the cryptocurrency markets have been correlated to the selling scene in higher risk assets like tech stocks as investors prepare for tighter monetary policies from the Fed and higher interest rates. We also have the fact that I know some people are kind of worried about this or wondering what the heck's going on. The Biden administration is set to release an executive order on crypto as early as February. This is a report that was coming out. The White House is writing an executive order for release as early as next month that will outline a comprehensive government strategy on cryptocurrencies and ask federal agencies to determine their risks and opportunities. The directive would place the White House in a central role overseeing efforts to set policies and regulate digital assets. Federal agencies have already been studying or providing regulatory guidance around the digital asset sector for years. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, SEC, and CFTC have issued guidance letters. The Biden administration's senior officials have met multiple times to discuss the directive, which will be presented to the president in the next few weeks, according to Bloomberg. So people are just wondering, you know, like, what the heck is the White House getting to do? What the heck is Biden about to do? What, you know, are they going to try and slow Bitcoin? Are they going to try and regulate it? Are they going to hit us with more taxes? Are they going to hit us with more oversight? You know, people are just overall worried and concerned about what this could be because nobody really knows. But it doesn't, you know, a lot of people aren't excited about that. I thought this post was really interesting as well on the cryptocurrency subreddit, talking about how the fact that everyone is calling this the start of a bear market is probably the biggest reason it's not. And I think that's also very interesting because, you know, if you know the psychology of the market and just kind of how things work generally, you know, I know a lot of people talk about like contrarian investing and stuff, and there is some truth to that yes, when everyone's calling the bear market, when everyone's calling the bottom, when everyone's calling the drop, when everyone's calling that this thing just has to go lower, you know, that's usually when it doesn't. You know, when there's so much despair and fear and everyone thinks it's never bouncing back and that it's only going to go lower, you know, that's kind of when things turn around and when people think things are so hot. And you know, if you look back to like the Bitcoin price, you know, you got to remember we're hitting 67. People are talking about this thing going to 100,000. People are talking about this thing going to 500,000, a million. And now that we're, you know, down here at 30,000, everyone's saying, oh, well, I guess we're going to 10,000. You know, pack your bag, guys. I'll catch you in a couple months. See you at the bottom. Everybody's selling out. Everybody's jumping ship. And yeah, we could go lower, but this could not be the bottom. Maybe we go to 20,000. Maybe we go to 10,000, whatever. But just know that the average person isn't usually right about crypto, about Bitcoin, about the stock market. The market has a funny way of really proving a lot of people wrong. And just wanted to keep this post in mind as well, at least for myself. You know, you will know when the bottom is after you miss it. Again, as things are crashing down, everyone wants to say things are going to keep going lower. Everyone's going to predict a price for the bottom. Everyone's going to try and time it up. But when the thing turns around, it turns around fast and it catches you off guard. And it's probably going to turn around at like 2 a.m. on a Saturday night when you're not checking the markets, when you're not online, whatever. And that's when it's going to rip up, and it's never going to come back down, you know, for years and years and years or whatever. And the start of the, just like the start of the bear market, you know, whatever, if this is catching a lot of people off guard, the start of the bull market's going to catch a lot of people off guard too. And it's just impossible. It's not impossible to time. It's just very, very difficult, and it's overall probably a losing game. So just kind of, you know, trying to keep some things in perspective, keep some things in mind. But yes, crypto markets are crashing again today for a ton of various reasons. Maybe it's the start of a bear market, maybe it's not. It's hard to tell because, again, we're still up, we're still green, we're still positive over the last 365 days, but we're also down 50% from all-time highs. So it depends who you ask, depends what metrics they want to use, depends what evidence they want to use. You know, there's no one way to kind of define or predict these things, but we'll see what happens. You know, I'm going to keep buying in. I bought more crypto this weekend. I'll probably buy some more in a couple weeks when I get paid again, and we're just going to keep going from there. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any cryptocurrencies. Are you buying the dip? Are you selling out? Are you holding? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, save today, and all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.